Okay, I apologize for the audio sound. 3 of my mics I just tried and they're all giving me problems, so I'm moving on. This is my third take. This concept of this video is trying to make it as quick as possible in 5 to 7 minutes. Why we need developers and why we're developing a decentralized system for real estate. First off, I've had the same conversation if you're new to cryptocurrency and crowdsourcing. Basically, I've had hundreds of conversations with people online and in person who 90% say, I don't get it. They don't understand why money works or cryptocurrency works. They think it's magical money with no intrinsic value. However, these same people, when I ask them questions, they don't know how their own currency works. They don't know what M1, M2, M3 money is, how the IMF works with the World Bank, World Reserve, why is the gold standard no longer, what's currency pegging. They honestly don't know how any currency works. So to try to get them to understand how cryptocurrency works has become equally impossible or equally difficult. First off, so we got to forget about the olden days. We're building widgets. The most valuable asset is digital data or social content. You can see that with YouTube here is worth $40 billion. You guys probably heard of Facebook. Facebook doesn't pay any of the content providers. Everyone does it for free to build a community, share their family photos, whatever. I couldn't find an exact number what Facebook is worth now, but I know Zuckerberg went up $5 billion just first few weeks last year. At the same time, centralized systems not only to Mark and all his friends get wealthy and can have a lot of control, but you can see they make mistakes sometimes. Since they centralize the control and power and the profit, when there's something lost, $80 billion market share because of a scandal. We don't have control, only the 1%ers grab all the profit and the control, and since they have all of our data, they sometimes have mistakes. So right there, I guess I have to say that because people don't understand how money works or currency was created, much less what gives it value. The bottom line is, in my opinion, social data is where the money's at, and the contribution to the community is where the real value is. The next thing is EOS. If you don't know what EOS is, it's a decentralized smart contract virtual machine online. All it really matters is it allows you to create co-op equity in different crowd sales. I didn't bring up the numbers here, but crowdfunding itself, like GoFundMe and whatnot, in 2016 raised over $43 billion, and it's gone up 200% a year, I'm told, from stats, so it's probably well over $100 billion a year now. Crowdfunding is not new, but now that it's decentralized with decentralized cloud processing, it's more safe and cheaper and more secure to run. EOS, now you basically do airdrops. I just learned about this. It's less than a month old. Airdrops, you give away tokens to encourage contributors and people to come take a look. I like to give example as when Chili's opens a new restaurant in your neighborhood, they send you a $25 gift certificate. Come check us out at Chili's. That piece of paper that was made by Chili's is worth absolutely nothing sitting on your dining room table. If you throw it in the garbage can, it's also worth nothing. It has no value until you grab it, walk down to Chili's, buy some food, and the second you trade that in, it's worth $25. And if you think about it, Chili's invented the piece of paper turned to $25. It's magical internet money on a piece of paper. That's all money is. That's all currency and tokenization. With that being said, when you give out, let's say, these gift certificates like Chili did, you bring people in. The more people enjoy it, the more it's worth. That's how a token works. It's the same. But when you do open source like Linux, Unix, there's a little bit of money make, but they didn't do enough tokenization. There's not enough accountability in dollars and cents, and that's what tokens or cryptocurrency actually creates. There's going to be 18 this month of June already. They've had some that are worth $7 million they've raised on airdrops, others $47 million, and of course the majority of the airdrops are what I consider vapor, or they just don't have any traction. So some of them are worth nothing. You might have 10,000 of some airdrop tokens that are worth $0. And that's the way it is. If you don't bring value and utility to the community, then that's what you deserve, $0. What's next? If you don't know about this, a lot of people, again, I tell them about cryptocurrency and they keep saying, I don't get it. What they're saying is, I don't believe you. I don't believe people will work together. I think without advertisers and CEOs, none of us would be profitable. But here, Steemit is not perfect, but it's a great example of the decentralized system. This is owned by a community. They have 3 different cryptocurrencies that work in the ecosystem. I won't go over it. This guy right here, 5 hours ago, posted this article. He made $866 worth of Steem dollars, which is, you can cash in the hundreds, if not thousands, of crypto exchanges. And I have a debit card. For you new to crypto, I don't use money, the US dollar on my debit card. It goes straight into crypto and I swipe it. It's through Shift. It's instantaneous. So yes, you can, anywhere it takes Visa with a debit card logo, I use with crypto. Sorry, I'm beating this like a horse, but so many people aren't familiar with exactly how this works. If you don't know anything about crypto, you got to realize that 90% of all US dollar is not physical dollar. M1 currency is the physical dollar. M2 is your bank account balance, your savings account balance, and that's where most people have their money. It's invisible internet money at the bank. Except for crypto, we don't need banks and governments. We actually have a distributed ledger to keep track. So here you can see people making good money. Here's other guys. See that not everyone makes $800 in 4 hours. It takes a while to build up, just like YouTube. Okay, I think I beat that one up enough. Next thing is what real trade we're going to do. What real estate agents have done in the past, in 1980s, you had a listing, you took some pictures, you took the details, you sent it to the regional MLS. They then put it into a giant book. It was the size of an encyclopedia. They would then distribute this book amongst all the real estate agents who paid the fee. And the MLS fees were used for the maintenance of the system and distribution of the book. Ever since then, the internet's come around. There's really, anyone could make a connect. Anyone can do this, really. But because of bureaucracy, there's been a lot of laws and people being pushed into the MLS. A law that's changed recently, at least in Florida. And we now have the ability to get people removed from it, from the MLS, and take control themselves. Now, here's what's going to happen for those who don't want to get out of the MLS. It's already happening. MLS charges hundreds, if not $1,000 a year for agents to be a part of. Once they input their data for their listing, they forfeit their rights and the resale rights of their data. Then what does the MLS do? Then they rent that API service to Zillow. And that's where all this data comes from. You can no longer, in our current regional MLS, even select not to go on Zillow. It's mandatory now on the MLS, at least here in the regional MLS in South Florida. And then, if that's not bad enough, they sell it to Zillow, they rent it. Then, if you want to get your name up here, on most instances, now you got to pay Zillow a marketing fee to get your name back up on the content that was originally given by the agents. Now, okay, that's pretty bad. It's a horrible scam. However, it gets even worse. Zillow and Redfin, that both do this, are now making their own brokerages at reduced rates. So if this trend continues, agents will be worth less and less. Just like LegalZoom did to lawyers, it's slowly going to reduce real estate commissions and the value of agents. And anytime you want to sell a house or buy a house, you'll have to talk to a Zillow employee or a Redfin employee. We are now working with open source real estate platforms at Real Trade. We all contribute, you could say for free, none of us are employees, for equity tokens. And if we do a good job, as we bring more in, we're already with Realty Alliance with hundreds of brokers and thousands of agents. Plus, we also have 20 to 30 years of experience in real estate each with hedge funds and other agents. What makes us different than other cryptos is, I believe, we start in the industry of real estate. We're starting with hedge fund managers. We're starting with real estate agents, brokers, title companies, loan officers. And we build that community. And these people have been floundering for a decade, trying to get this to work because there wasn't a way to monetize it, and the politics behind it, it's gone nowhere in 10 years. We're now getting all these people together and showing them how to monetize it when we build it together using cryptocurrency. And this we will be doing on EOS and doing airdrops, and maybe we'll hit 4 million, 7 million, 47 million on the airdrop value. Who knows? All that matters is that real estate agents and all these jobs won't disappear to the corporations. Alright, let's see how long the video was. A little too long. Next time I'll do shorter.